Hello, my name is Vikas Pota. The reason why we're organizing this global showcase for World Education Week is we believe that schools have incredible expertise in making sure that learning outcomes improve. Given the state of the world, we want to see the expertise from this particular school being replicated in schools all over our planet so that the world becomes better for everyone. That is why I congratulate this school for what it does and hope that those listening can take away conclusions as to how they should actually approach their own improvement journeys. Thank you all for participating, and I look forward to seeing you in many of the other events this coming week. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for supporting this incredible work, without whom we couldn't have put together this global showcase. Thank you, and I wish you well for this event.
Fast-paced social, economic, and technology-driven change is redefining our world. And having a broad range of skills, such as creativity and problem-solving, has become far more important than being able to memorize information. To redefine how our children learn, and to empower them for the future, parents, teachers, and policymakers must stop overlooking a powerful part of the solution: learning through play. Play is the rocket fuel of child development, and there is a growing body of evidence to support that play is fundamental for children's positive growth and well-being over time. It is also an essential way to foster the skills required to thrive in today's world. The LEGO Foundation aims to build a future in which learning through play empowers children to become creative, engaged, lifelong learners. To do so, we work with a range of partners around the world to change the hearts and minds of all of those who influence children's lives through our programs, research, and advocacy, so they can all embrace the transformative power of play. Examples of what we do include making sure that caregivers, practitioners, and policymakers understand the importance of play, investigating, testing, and scaling new ways to bring play-based learning into homes and schools, using play to help millions of the world's most vulnerable children cope with adverse childhood experiences and toxic stress, or conducting research with some of the world's leading research institutions. Please visit our website and follow us on social media to learn more.
Language connects us all. It's how friendships are formed, ideas are shared, and lessons are learned. Language is how we find understanding and express love. It's how we communicate our successes, both big and small. It lays the groundwork for learning and growth. And for an increasingly diverse student population, it can be the key to achievement in school and beyond. That's why Rosetta Stone Education is dedicated to language and literacy. We offer solutions designed to support teachers and their emergent bilingual students, recognizing and celebrating the knowledge, culture, and languages they bring to our classrooms. Our products are founded on the adaptive blended learning model for individual needs, continuous progress monitoring for better learning outcomes, and culturally responsive pedagogies for more inclusive classrooms. With solutions aligned with proficiency standards, we support language learning while exploring academic subject areas, paving the way to better outcomes. Because for all of us, language is everything.
Dear T4 community, We talk a lot about teachers these days, but we rarely listen to them. Therefore, I am truly excited to join the T4 World Education Week to hear from teachers and school leaders all over the world how we can impact learning together. I'm particularly looking forward to the global showcase. 100 schools sharing their expertise and best practices, I believe, will be a huge motivation for other schools around the globe. I'm equally impressed by the T4 Solutions Challenge, its finalists and their solutions to real-world issues in education. This gives me hope that we can, together, turn around education globally. The Jacobs Foundation is a proud supporter of the T4 World Education Week because we share a vision to reimagine learning and education by bringing together the brightest people who understand how children learn. Let's do this together.
A warm and graceful day to everyone watching us. May everyone be safe and healthy. To begin with, we the Chevella Freedom School from Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Institutions, India, would like to extend our warm welcome to everyone watching us, and we thank you for your time. It is a pleasure for us to be here, and we also thank TIFO for organizing the World Education Week and spotlighting the best practices of schools on a global platform. It has been a week of learning for us, and we are certain that all of you watching would resonate with us. And also viewers, you can avail the automated language captions for this event, and let me kindly request you all to use hashtag WorldEduWeek and help us reach wider audience. Please use Q&A section to address questions to the panelists for whom you wanted to, and also share your comments. We will pick your questions as we continue our conversation the next 1 hour. In the words of philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti, a rational thinker, in his own words, stating that the purpose of education is to bring about the freedom, love, the flowering of goodness, and the complete transformation of the society. We at Chevella Freedom School are forging a path for our students where they can blossom and be their best possible. On this note, I, Sweta, on behalf of Chevella Freedom School, extend my warm welcome to all the speakers who will be sharing their learnings, experiences, and reflections. In the next half hour, we will be taking you through the vision, core principles behind the Freedom School, and philosophy of Freedom School and key learnings. In introducing the distinguished panelists who are going to be speaking today. Our first panelist is Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar. He is a senior police officer of Indian Police Service. He has hung up his boots and pistol and took up pen since 2012 to meet the current challenges in the space of education. He is the visionary leader and secretary of Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Society, which runs schools for marginalized children. Mrs. R. Prashanti, Controller of Examinations and a leader who is responsible for formulating and implementing the Freedom School concept. Dr. R. Sharada Venkatesh, she is a Regional Coordinating Officer who is a passionate leader of 16 schools. Mrs. D. Ramadevi, the Dynamic Principal of Chevella Freedom School. Mrs. G. Anita, a teacher who teaches from her heart and also the Vice Principal of our school. Ms. J. Jahasri, our student, a beacon of hope of Chevella Freedom School. So, let us begin by watching a video by Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar upon his vision behind Freedom Schooling concept, followed by a video by Mrs. R. Prashanti explaining the philosophy of Freedom Schools.
Hi, I am Dr. Praveen Kumar. I am Secretary of Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Institution Society. This is one of the rarest experiments in India where we have about 1.5 lakh most marginalized children studying in the government-run residential schools, all in English medium, right from 5th grade to college. So this has created such a great sensation and then traction in the most impoverished communities, not necessarily in Telangana but all over the country. What we have observed over a period of time in our course of journey in this social welfare residential schools is most of the classrooms oftentimes remain very comatose, wherein teacher teaches everything and students passively consume the content and then they transfer the content to the notebooks and then they memorize the content during the course of examinations and then later they reproduce the content in the form of answers to the questions. As a result, what we had observed after the examinations are over, the children used to forget everything. But is it the real purpose of education? Certainly not. Are we destined to be only consumers of the content that is thrown by the teacher or someone, some authority figure in the classroom? Definitely not. So we wanted to change all this through our freedom schools. So freedom schooling is an experiment where the students and the teachers, they jointly produce the content. They decide upon the what kind of content they have to discuss upon, and then when they have to discuss upon the content, and then how they have to manage the classroom interaction day in and day out. So in other words, the students and the teachers, they share the authority of administration in the classroom. So here students get trained and then students start working like teachers in their quartet groups, a group of 4 children, we call it as quartet, and then teacher will be supervising. Then second important thing is a mathematics teacher will speak about history, and then biology teacher will speak about mathematics, and then the language teacher will also talk about other social sciences and biological sciences. In other words, every topic in every subject will be treated in its entirety. The beauty here is all this is done by the students. The teachers will only guide, teachers will only direct the students to the sources of the content, and then they only orchestrate the conversation. But most of the job is done by the students. We have realized over a period of time, this is the second year of our experimentation, but in the last 5 to 6 years we have been trying a lot of things on our students by their consent and then with the help of brilliant teachers. So the students have been able to supplement the efforts of teachers in a big way in the classroom. So that gave us a lot of courage. As a result, we came up with the freedom schooling concept. In the last 2 years, what we have observed is something phenomenal. Our students have become more articulate, and they have become more courageous, and they have learned how to call spade as a spade, and they have also started generating the content, and they started finding the solutions to not necessarily the problems that are given in the textbook or the answer scripts, but they also started discussing about the problems that world is facing. So, and then how to find the solutions to these problems. What can be a better place than the school where all these young minds come together, and then day in and day out they not only discuss, debate, and hack the problems of the world and then try to find the solutions than the school. So we thought, we deeply believe that Freedom School is going to show the way to the entire education system of this country. I'm happy that National Education Policy 2020 also talks about saying goodbye to rote learning and then say welcome to the critical thinking, design thinking, lateral thinking, whatnot. So the 21st century belongs to the independent thinkers. 21st century must belong to those students who create the content, who create the knowledge, rather than just being the consumers of the knowledge which they may have not created themselves. So this is the spirit behind Freedom Schools. I hope by seeing the success of Freedom School in 20 institutions, now we have extended it to another 67 institutions. As a result, we have about 87 institutions which are experimenting with this freedom schooling concept. And I hope this experiment, if everything goes well, this will definitely show a way to not necessarily public schooling in this country, but even the private schools as well. And then as a result, it will create altogether a new generation which can be a vanguard generation in transforming this country through education. Thank you.
Namaste, welcome everyone. The philosophy behind the freedom schooling system is mainly based on three important principles. First one is breaking the hierarchy of the school. In the freedom school, all are equal. The principal, the supporting staff, the students, parents, everyone is treated equally. They are collaborative in the thought-breaking process. They share their concerns and views in the decision making. The second important principle is breaking all the traditional forms of teaching and learning. There are many traditional ways of teaching and learning process in our system, like traditional methods of teaching, time-bound class periods, revision of syllabus, paper pencil examinations, etc., etc. All these are making the students passive recipients of knowledge, which is very dangerous. And the third important thing is building the self-identity of the students. All these years, in spite of providing good food, good shelter, good buildings, good infrastructure, and many more, love and belongingness, etc., we are able to see that the students are not having self-esteem. They are lacking this. So keeping in view all these concerns, we thought we must revolutionize the schooling system in our society. And we started this freedom schooling system. We have devised many activities like advisory board meetings, which helps in democratic decision making, student-led classrooms, which focuses on peer coaching and peer learning, circle time and we time, which focuses on sharing the students' concerns and celebrating and recognizing small achievements made by the students, and many more like that. We wanted to change the thought process of the children and to create a safe space for the children in the school where children can be children, their spirit free from all the prejudice. During our visits, we are able to witness all these things. The children have become more energetic, more active, more knowledgeable, more initiative, and are able to demonstrate higher student agency. We are happy to witness all these things and many more like that in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Certainly, the videos have been insightful and have given us a deeper perspective. Now, we would like to hear from Dr. Sharada Venkatesh, Regional Coordinating Officer, that she is the leader of 16 schools and in what way she is experiencing the transformation in students of our Chevella Freedom School. Over to Dr. Sharada Venkatesh.
Thank you, Sweta. Namaste. Hello, everyone. First, let me thank each one of you for honoring us with your great presence. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to our Telangana State of India and to our Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Institutions, which is the public schooling system. It's my privilege to present before the context and to share my experiences and learnings. Our country, India, is a developing country, which is very vast and also diverse. In our country, there are certain sections of society who are marginalized. These marginalized sections of society were not having access to education since generations, due to which there was a lot of impact on their lives, socially, economically, and psychologically. So, in order to make education accessible to all sections of society, our government of India has taken up many welfare schemes. In the similar manner, the then Andhra Pradesh government, the state government of India, has taken up an initiative step in establishing social welfare residential educational institutions in the year 1984 exclusively for those sections of children who were not having access to education since ages, and also who hails from low economic background. Now, at present, there are about 268 schools in Telangana with about 640 students in each school, impacting nearly 1.5 lakhs children every academic year. And our team, headed by our secretary, Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar IPS, a visionary leader, always aims to elevate our students in all sectors. And I should tell you, with the great support of our Chief Minister, Sri Kalvakunta Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, and our Minister, Sri Kuppala Ishwar Garu, our team is putting continuous effort in providing high quality education to these children by innovating and contextualizing in pedagogy, co-curricular, extracurricular, projects, whatnot. And we are also striving hard to bring about world-class standards in our schools. Because government has started these schools with a clear vision to provide high-quality education, value-based education, and also to focus on holistic development of underprivileged children on par with the privileged children. But I should say, in spite of all these efforts in so many long periods, as educators, as facilitators, and local parents of these children, we were able to notice that some of our children were not able to perceive themselves positively. They were inhibited, they were showcasing low self-esteem. And I think all these are because of generational stigma in social strata. So, in order to overcome all these challenges, in order to bring about positive disruption, in order to meet new global educational standards in our schools, and also to ensure that all our students develop more agency, Freedom Schooling System was conceptualized in our Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Institutions, which is the public schooling system. Dear members, now I feel very much delighted to share some of my experiences and learnings in these institutions. As a teacher, as a leader of 16 institutions monitoring, and as an administrator, I have vivid memories with my children. I have seen a lot of successes. I have faced many challenges. And I have also redesigned myself to fit in this system. And I have learned so many things for my students. And I'm still learning so many for the sake of my students. Because, you know, our schools are something different from regular schools. We have the greater opportunity to spend with our children 24/7 because ours are residential schools. In regular schools, you all know that teacher is considered as a second parent. But in our schools, teacher is a parent. We take the responsibility in nurturing our students, not only in their academics, but also in their personal life. And we feel happy that here in our schools, we get the status of parents from our children. And although I have seen tremendous progress in my students all these years, yet I was left with qualm in my heart. Because I was able to sense that I'm not able to hear many voices, and they were extremely reserved, they were inhibited, they were also shy. But yes, I should tell you, after adopting Freedom Schooling System in our schools, we are always able to see the transformation, positive transformation of my children, and they were able to express themselves confidently. This I witnessed when I visited Chevella Freedom School. When I went to Chevella one fine morning, all the students were gathering in the ground in circles, Class-wise, they were sitting, and that was the circle time event was happening. And in that circle, one after the other student was getting up and sharing something. Like I was saying that a few were sharing about their learning outcomes in the classroom. Few were sharing about the competitions already done. Few were sharing about the games and sports. Few were sharing about their family, siblings, relatives in their villages. And some more were sharing about the challenges also what they are facing in their schools. To my surprise, most of them were not only expressing or sharing, but they're able to advise, they were able to support, they were able to help their friends. Like it was like face to my eyes. And I should mention here that that day my heart started singing because I could see smile on their faces. I could see the confidence in their body language. I could hear the sound, confident voices of my children, especially girl children. And I was feeling extremely happy because I was able to see that, I was able to hear my girls laughing loudly. It was like dream come true. That day itself, I felt that yes, the purpose of adopting freedom schooling system will definitely come true. And witnesses in front of you, we are here in this global platform. And today, in this panel discussion, one of my students, my girl, is one of the speakers. So it's not just me. It's not just our team. You all can hear, the whole world can hear the voices of our children. Dear people, it is like, a proud moment for the social welfare residential team. I always feel I'm really blessed to be placed in this exemplary social welfare residential family, enjoying every moment with my children and working towards making their lives better. So finally, I just want to tell, this is not just my profession, this is my passion, and I feel this is the purpose of my life. Thank you one and all for giving me this memorable chance to present before you. Thank you for your patience listening. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Sharda Venkatesh, for setting the context and sharing the bond with our school and also the passion you bring. So thank you so much. Now, we would like to hear from Mrs. D. Ramadevi, Principal of Chevella Freedom School, how the democratic schooling system has an impact on the students' learning. Over to Mrs. D. Ramadevi.
Thank you, Sweta. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all across the world. I'm very glad and happy to be a part of T4 World Edu Week Global Showcase. I take a great honor to share my experiences on the journey to reach this great platform. As our school is primarily run for first generation and underprivileged girl students who are living in remote areas. So I wanted to ensure that our school environment provides a safe space for all of them. To achieve this, we make learning fun and happy by following the interest of the students rather than the teachers. One of our best practices is the concept of no hierarchy. In our traditional public schooling system, the head of the institution is the school leader. Majority of these decisions are usually taken by the school leader, but in the freedom schooling system, all the activities in the school are decided in a democratic way with the help of advisory body. Here, advisory body plays a major role. Advisory body consists of principal, teachers and a group of students representing the voice of every student, and they have the agency to make decisions on school policies and practices in discussion with the rest of the advisory body. With no hierarchy, we also mean certain softer nuances. For instance, students do not refer to teachers as sir or madam. They use the prefix Mr. and Miss. This is the radical shift in Indian schools. This actually helped our students understand that everybody in the school is important for what they do. A subtle message is sent that all are equal, from school leader to supporting staff, and have equal opportunity and freedom of expression to share their feelings and opinions. Also, simple practices such as teachers, staff, and all the students dining together that creates a sense of equality and togetherness. Another focus area and the best practices is the celebration of small achievement time, CSAT. The current context of our schooling is that we have a high student and teachers ratio, and being a residential institution, teachers have additional responsibilities. Yet we noticed that by recognizing the students for any progress and giving individual attention makes students blossom. With additional efforts, educators set space and time have been created to nourish the child by recognizing individual progress and achievement. The principal and the teachers set some small achievable goals for students. When the goal is achieved with the constant positive reinforcement and appreciation, this achievement is celebrated at whole school level. This has fueled a positive culture and confident spirit. I had a simple but beautiful moment as an educator, as a principal, when Nandini, 8th grader, secured the gold medal in sailing at a nation level competition. And as an incentive, she wanted to spend a day with me. So we went to a restaurant and watched a movie later. It was heartening to see things that making our students so happy and excited. It is also personal motivation for me. The impact of these gestures are monumental. I also vividly recall this particular day when Vikita, a 5th grader, confidently came with her friend to my chamber and asked me to check her reading levels. This was truly monumental as we succeeded in removing hierarchy and fear from her condition. Employing the best practices under the freedom schooling system has brought about a visible change in our students. Having said that, we still have miles to go before we sleep. Every day we come across new challenges and we are working towards overcoming them. All of this only possible because of the support we receive from the heads of social welfare, residential educational institution, community, parents, and more importantly, the staff of our Chevella school who are committed to make a difference. We are not just teachers or principals, but a community of people with a burning desire to leave an impact. Thank you very much for giving this wonderful opportunity for me.
Thank you, Mrs. D. Ramadevi, for speaking about the democratic schooling and appreciation of small achievements and even improvements. For these foster the confidence in students. These aspects truly strengthen student voices and build student agency. Now, we would like Mrs. Anita, Vice Principal of our Chevella Freedom School, to share her reflections and also learnings. Over to Ms. Anita.
Thank you, Sweta. Hello, everyone. It's great pleasure being here on this T4 Global Showcase. I would like to further share some of the best practices under freedom schooling concept in our school. One of the key focus and best practices is structuring student-led classrooms in our school. Well, friends and fellow educators, when a student leads the class, it leaves an impact on other students. Student-led learning encourages greater autonomy and it helps ease student transition from the classroom to their real-life scenarios. In our Freedom School, we give an opportunity to students to teach by following proper pedagogical processes. In this method of practice, we trust that a student can teach on par with a teacher. By just entrusting the responsibility, they automatically rise up to the occasion and meet the challenges head on. Our students also take classes during stipulated days, during study hours, and also make up for the absence of the teachers on certain days. It is enthralling to watch our students grow and don the role of a teacher with elan. I have a bunch of classroom experiences regarding this. I would like to share one of my experiences here. The role of teachers during student-led classes is as a support system and giving feedback to students on their teaching style. We do see some students being nervous and some hesitations initially. Surprisingly, an official visited our school and entered into my class for classroom observation. At that moment, actually, I felt somewhat nervous about my student, how she will manage in front of officials. But to my pleasant surprise, without any fear, the student continued the class. And she continued it with confidence and without any fear and anxiety. We got positive feedback from officials. That was a sweet and memorable victory to us. And these student-led classrooms have also been foresightful. As a result of student-led classrooms, we are seeing our village learning circles are a huge success. Most of our students hail from remote rural area villages. And as we all know that COVID pandemic has definitely impacted adversely the teaching and learning process. As a response to this, we came up with village learning circles, where clusters of student learning circles are created, which are taught and evaluated by students. We frequently get videos and evidences of teaching learning from the VLCs, and we are mostly left impressed by the confidence and teacher presence that the students display. Currently, from Chevella Freedom School, our students are running 71 village learning circles with 434 students. It is a sensation created by our lovely students and a sign of progress. I strongly believe these student-led classrooms build leadership qualities and self-confidence in the students. Well, another best practice which we have adopted is that of experiential learning, which holds true and it is a mantra in a pedagogy. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. It was given by famous polymath Benjamin Franklin. As ours is a residential institution, we spend a lot of time with our students and students constantly learn even outside of classrooms. We try to create experiences of learning for students in any relevant avenue. Our students learn through modules which were prepared by research and development team. These modules contains the strategies which made students to learn from known to unknown and theory to be converted into practical knowledge. Through these modules, subjects should not be taught in isolation. They related to other subjects and real life utility of the concepts, which gives 360-degree knowledge on these concepts. As a result, some of our students have developed composting pits, kitchen gardens, and are moving towards organic farming independently. And we also conduct community outreach programs to educate about women empowerment and gender equality. And from last 3 years, we are giving awareness in surrounding villages from our school about global warming and other environmental issues. Actually, this has empowered our students to become a change makers of the society. Last year, we introduced Inquila program, which is a program designed to ignite the minds of our students to think about their real life scenarios and to prepare working models in upcycling, solar and sensors. These solutions for different problems were showcased in the form of exhibits. And also, we are giving experience to our children in mock elections, mock parliament and model United Nations at the grade of 8th and 9th. These all are the examples for small experiences we try to provide to our children. We build student agency by giving them the freedom to learn in a manner and at a pace they are comfortable with. We aspire for our children to leave a global footprint in the space of technology. To make this happen, we are encouraging them to create innovative projects through STEMs, science fair and science exhibitions. These all experiences make learning an enjoyable process and builds curiosity, creativity and critical thinking. As a teacher who is passionate about what I do, it is incredibly satisfying for me to see students owning their learning process, leading from the front, and I can already see future leaders in each one of them. Thanks a lot for giving me this memorable opportunity to share the best practices in our Freedom School. Thank you. Thank you so much, one and all. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Anita, for speaking about student-led classrooms, village learning circles, and experiential learning, all of which are very important for the self-esteem and the self-confidence in the students. Now, I very fondly invite Ms. Jahasri to speak about her feelings and experiences as a student in our school. Over to Ms. Jahasri.
Thank you, Ms. Sweta. I'm glad and excited to share my experience of Freedom School on this great platform. As our school runs in a democratic way, we have space to express our opinions, emotions, asking doubts and questions. To achieve this, our school has adopted many concepts like V time, circle time, deep, advisory board meeting, which created a friendly and healthy atmosphere between the teacher and student and which led us to free from fear. And I also appreciate our school for adopting a unique concept called no hierarchy, where all the stakeholders are treated equal and which motivated us to feel free and burdenless. That created more scope for learning. In our democratic way of learning, we involve ourselves, we experience and enjoy the process of learning. We start our day with Dil Se. Dil means heart and Dil Se is wholeheartedly. Teacher welcome us to the class by giving hug, fist bump, shake hand and high five to create a feel-good atmosphere. In the place of assembly, we involve in V time. The name itself says that it is our time to explore ourselves under the mentorship of teacher by solving puzzles, riddles, survival scenario, etc. Everyone feel excited. Even our friends involve actively without any fear or inhibition. This inculcates the confidence and courage. This V time build a good bond among the student and also with the teacher and keep us motivated till the dawn of the day. Freedom School is given us to represent the advisory board meeting, where we discuss various problems of our school as well as personal issues, and we come up with the solution and plan agenda for next week, and we discuss the themes for upcoming V time. This advisory board helped us to solve and overcome many problems in the school. On this account, I would like to share my experience. As we don't have library teacher, rarely we used to go to library. So we expressed this in front of advisory board members and we all discussed and come up with the solution that from each section we selected one student as a library in charge and assign some responsibilities to follow the library in the absence of teacher. From then onwards, every section in the school attend library voluntarily in their particular period and run smoothly in the absence of teacher. And let me share a memorable day which happened last year in our school is deep time. Drop everything and play. The goal of the deep time is to transform the fear into an opportunity for pure creativity and to de-stress ourselves from the academics. We enjoyed deep time by playing games entire day with our school members everywhere. This activity helped us to create a feel and healthy atmosphere in our school premises and build a good bond and also strong bond between the teacher and the students. So many such things happens in our school which bring us close to our teachers, that removes fear within us, and we are able to express our ideas, views and questions, which created more scope for learning. Thank you so much for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Jasri, for your confidence. We truly appreciate you and all our students for placing trust in us and for giving us hope, for being the inspiration for our work. Okay, let's move to the Q&A session. So here are some questions from the audience. Dr. Poshan Guddeti asks, like, as villages are the backbone of Indian economy and as a part of shouldering the social responsibility, does Freedom School pupils adopt the local villages to drive a social revolution in the areas of health education and economic development, empowerment initiatives? Okay, I think this Dr. Sharada can answer this question. Over to Dr. Sharada.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I think Ms. Anita has told about our community outreach programs. So we'll be having community outreach programs, and as we mentioned earlier, most of our students are from rural background and from the villages. So we have a good connection with almost all the villages. We will be having the quest programs, which is we'll be visiting the homes of our children, and we'll be conducting summer camps also. So summer projects we will give to our children, and along with the children, even the house parent, that is local parent. As I mentioned, here we take the responsibility of a parent also. So we'll be visiting their homes and finding out the difficulties and all. And we'll be conducting the health camps, and libraries also established by our visionary leader in most of the villages for the benefit of all the people. And we'll be conducting meetings, and we'll be having empowering parents also. We'll be having training programs for all the parents who are coming from the villages. So we'll take up this seriously in adopting the villages. Like we have all such programs connecting the people in the villages. But as such, we have not adopted completely by the Freedom Schooling system. And thank you for that suggestion. I think in future, we can do it in a more intensified manner. Thank you.
Well, we have some more questions too. And I think this question can be answered by Ms. Anita, like how children teach children. So this is the question, I think, related to modules, how we are going to engage our children in teaching modules. You can explain them. Ms. Anita, over to Ms. Anita. You're on mute, Ms. Anita.
Yeah, actually that was a wonderful question. Thank you, Shweta. There is a lot of difference between a textbook lesson and a module. Module is a broader concept, and we find many lessons in the modules, and it is independent. You see, the textbooks are lessons is a part of the modules. And we involve so many activities in the modules. For example, dramas, experiments, seminars, role plays, like based upon the concepts, we can involve so many experiences in the modules. Actually, come to the textbook lessons, the role of the teacher is comparatively more, but come to the modules, there is equal participation of the teachers and students in the teaching and learning process. We are following these modules in the freedom schools. I think some schools may be getting doubt that why the modules, because these modules are giving 360 degrees knowledge about the concepts, not only in the particular subjects, in all subjects. And these modules are teaching by the students by following the quadrate groups. In the quadrate groups, the student who is above average student, that student can able to teach to their peers. Thank you.
So, and we have one more question, like who are the members of the advisory board? So I think Jasri can answer this. As you are a member of advisory board group, you can answer this question. Over to Jasri.
Yes, thanks for this question. In advisory board meeting, we have selected one student from each section, and along with teachers and a principal, we all discuss every problems in advisory board meeting.
Thank you, Jasri. Thank you for your answer, Jasri. So the advisory board meeting involves students, some teachers, principal, and everybody. So we run advisory board once in a week. Okay. So as we are running short of time, you can connect with us in the Facebook page. Link will be sent to you, and you can also connect with us through the mail. So as we came to the end of the session, before thanking, I would like to present the synopsis of our key takeaways. We believe in a no hierarchical structure achieved through advisory boards and in softer nuances, systematic goal setting and appreciation and recognition of small achievements and even small improvements, helping students build confidence and self-esteem. Student-led classrooms where students teach using pedagogical processes, which has led to student-led village learning circles during this pandemic, providing a rich experiential learning process where students can choose how they wanted to. And learn and at their own pace, finally creating fearless spaces where students can be themselves and foster their real spirit. So I feel privileged to propose the vote of thanks. All of us here, our fellow educators and schools throughout the week have put forth their best efforts with the noble intention of sharing our learnings for positive impacting students worldwide. We could like to say a big thank you. It is an honor to be sharing the platform with all the schools with revolutionary ideas from across the globe. All of this has been possible only due to the organizing effort of T4, to whom we are grateful. A big thank you to our speakers, panelists, and our Chevella supporting team and our supporting partners, Dream a Dream. We are a proud, passionate community who toil for the greater good. And finally, a big thank you to all the viewers. We hope the past hour has given you ideas to think about. We are open for collaboration in this space, and we feel happy if you reach out to us. Thank you. Signing off.